Welcome to the Hypnolady show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host, and here we will discuss all sorts of topics regarding life, its problems, complementary modalities that help, and what to do to empower yourself on a daily basis. We will discuss all kinds of modalities and how and why they give you results and what you can do to have a better today every day. As we go through episode by episode, I will be discussing all kinds of topics, but remember, I will never highlight a problem without offering you a solution. So make sure you listen all the way. Fair? Ready? Good. Let's go. Well, hello, and welcome to the Hypnolady show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host, and today we are going to talk about a very adult topic. So before we get into it, please make sure that any little ears are somewhere else. And please make sure that you can hear without interruption, but also that it is a safe place to hear what we're about to discuss. Because today we are going to talk about sexual relationships. And it's not just a sexual relationship as in how we come together as the sexual act. It's the perspective and the mindset based on whether you are an introvert or extrovert, or whether your partner is an introvert or extrovert. And I don't need to segment or categorize if we're doing heterosexual or same-sex relationships. We are all usually an extrovert attracted to an introvert, or an introvert attracted to an extrovert. So that's where we're going to come from. And I am hoping that the information I'm going to share with you today will not only help you come from a space where you understand yourself, but it also helps understand your partner. So communication is easier, expectations are easier, receiving is easier, understanding is easier, which basically makes the relationship even better. Fair? Good. So let's start. Introverts and extroverts. Doesn't matter what age group, doesn't matter what culture, introverts and extroverts have the same deep wiring. The extroverts love touch. They are the huggers. It doesn't matter how many warnings you get from COVID, because the extroverts would do anything to get a hug or to give a hug. Why? Because it's physical contact. And why is physical contact important? Because for them, physical contact equals acceptance, which is the number one value. In their life, they need to be accepted. So whether they're in a room with 3 people or whether they're in a room with 300 people, their unconscious mind is going to get them to do everything they can to get 100% acceptance. Introverts don't really like touch. Introverts would rather shake your hand 3 feet away, because that's how far away they can push your arm, than actually hug you. Why is it? Because introverts have been taught that emotions are weird. Emotions make them feel iffy. Emotions are unpredictable. Emotions are close to what they fear the most: loss of control. So introverts need to be in control. So how are we going to make this work? They're different. Now, extroverts, you'll see this. You'll see from their career, you'll see from their hobbies, you'll see from how they live their life. Extroverts love experiencing. They need to feel. So if you tell them about how soft the couch was, they have to go and sit on the couch. If you talk to them about how beautiful the velvet was, they have to feel it. They have to tell you how smooth the custard is. They have to feel the experience. They look around and they tell you all the emotions they're feeling, because to them it's coming to life. Introverts, no. Introverts want specificity. Introverts want get it done. Introverts want efficiency. It's important to know, because introverts, as much as they would love to love, which by the way they do love, it's all up here. Introverts live right above your eyebrows. From the eyebrows down is somebody else. They live in their brain. They want to think things through. They want to come from a space where they can look, they can assess, they can gauge. But wait a second, I'm not ready to make a decision yet. Introverts, unfortunately, because they live up here, have something called a mind-body disconnect. They'll feel, I mean, if they burn their hand, they feel it, but it's over there. If an extrovert burns her hand, oh my God, the town is going to know. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be the ghastly pictures. It's going to be, oh my God, you, and they call you. Oh my God, you would not believe what I just. Introverts, you won't know. The only time you will know is if they promised you to do something, but the burnt hand would interfere with their basically backing their word and doing what they promised. We're just different. There's no right or wrong. There's no better or worse. We're just different. How we receive, how we share is very different. Now, why is this important to know? Because when it comes to sex, the extrovert is into sex. The extrovert loves sex. The extrovert will do everything. It's the best cardio in town. The extrovert is into feeling good and making sure the partner feels good. The introvert has a kind of different approach. The introvert has, this is a physiological need. This is going to help me not have headaches. This is going to relax me sooner than anything else to fall asleep. This is going to work out the extra calories I didn't do with my steps. This is going to make him or her happy. So yeah, okay, let's do it. I'm not kidding. It truly is. Extroverts will make love. Introverts have sex. There's a delineation there. For the extrovert, love and sex are together. They mightn't say it because of the times now, but for them to have sex with you, they need to love you on some level. The introvert can absolutely split sex and love. They're two different things completely. So they can love their partner, they can love their spouse, they can love their lifelong partner committed relationship, but they can still have sex because it's a physiological release. I know, right now you're going, what the heck? Yes, I am sorry, but it is the truth. In the introvert world, and I'm going to give you this because all you extroverts right now are freaking out and I know it, so hold on. The introvert loves the excitement of new beginnings. The introvert loves Christmas morning because they get to unwrap all these beautiful presents. The excitement is in the unwrapping. Once it's unwrapped and they know what it is, it's like, okay, whatever. So what can you, extrovert, do? Don't give it all up. Don't be an open book. Don't share 100%. Now, I'm not telling you lie. I'm telling you teaspoons versus ladles. Yes, it's a big difference. When it comes to how you share, you don't go, well, when I was born on this day, and here we are today. And you just told them the whole life story. No, it's done. Teaspoons. If you had to explain a movie, pretend you're telling the trailer, the preview. Don't give it all away. The introvert is going to be interested in you, the extrovert, as long as you are unpredictable. The second you become predictable, you're boring. The second you're boring, they'll look somewhere else. Keep it exciting. Keep switching things up. Start a new hobby. Read a new genre. Listen to a different type of music. If the introvert can tell me where you, the extrovert, are going to be Thursday afternoon at 3 and Tuesday morning at 11 and Sunday at 12, you're predictable. Switch it up. You want the relationship to last? This is how you're going to make it last. Become unpredictable, become intriguing, become exciting, become the person who the introvert goes, well, I wonder what she's doing today. I wonder what he's doing today. Is he going to do this? Is she going to do that? Oh, I wonder. The second you keep on wondering, the excitement, the chase is on. Then you, extrovert, win. Now, flip it. You're the extrovert with the introvert. The one thing the introvert needs is peace and quiet and time alone. They don't not like you. They don't not love you. They don't not want to be with you. They just need their little time alone to recharge. Yes, the introvert needs absolute peace and quiet, absolute alone time for them to recharge. Because being with people Even if you're the love of their life, being with somebody 24/7, being with somebody face after face after face, day after day after day, is exhausting for them. One thing that came up through COVID and the pandemic, the introverts were happy little clams because they got to stay in. They didn't have to socialize. Everybody was out there because guess what? Everybody was on Zoom, so it wasn't in their space. The extroverts were dying 1,000 deaths because they missed all the hugs and they missed all the contact and they missed all the chit chat. So here we are. We're in a relationship. One of us is an extrovert and one of us is an introvert. The extrovert wants 30 hours a day with the person they love. And I know it's because you love them. However, the introvert needs time alone. The introvert is not planning anything. The introvert is not scheming. They just need downtime. Their downtime could be just sitting for an extra few minutes in a parking lot, quiet. They really need it. What's another thing the extrovert needs? The magic words. I love you. Those 3 words make the extrovert feel like the king of the world, the queen of the world. Flip it into the introvert world. They told you in the beginning, they married you, they're a lifeline commitment to you. They told you in the beginning, they married you, they gave you their commitment for their lifetime. They're proving to you by actions and their doings that they're there. So what else do you need? That's actually how they do think. So come from the space where look at the action. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, we have a lot of people who do a lot of hot air and hot talking and no action. The introverts are the opposite. The introverts will say very little, but do a lot. They will show you they love you through their actions. Pay attention to those. Because if you're waiting to hear the I love yous and they're not coming, but then you're missing out on all the action, you're missing out. On the other hand, introverts, your partner, your spouse, the extrovert, needs to hear it. So write them little notes, hide post-its. Every time the extrovert finds a secret post-it with simply I love you on it, they're on top of the world. They're happier than can be. Now, how does this translate into sex? Because the extrovert wants to love head to toe. The introvert has a list. Do this 6 times, do this 2 times, do that 3 times, do that 4 times. As they're going down the list, at the end, check, check, check. Okay, we're good. The extrovert receiving sexual acts from the introvert will be like, what exactly am I? A robot? The introvert receiving sexual acts from the extrovert will be like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's overwhelming. That's like, wow, give it a break. Understand where they're coming from. Here's a secret. What the extrovert feels on a daily basis, how they feel sexual arousal, sexual chemistry, sexual tension, sexual release, how they feel that all day long, every day. The introvert has a tiny glimpse during climax. During climax, sexual climax, during orgasms, those are the only few moments that the introvert is going to have the mind-body connection to feel full throttle what the extrovert feels every day, every moment of every day. And what happens is the introvert feels it, is completely overwhelmed, and then is completely exhausted. Are you going to tell me, well, if they're like this, why can't we have 2 extroverts and 2 introverts? Because 2 extroverts, even though the sex is going to be phenomenal, even though the sexual chemistry is going to be through the roof and explosive, even though they're going to be going at it like bunnies, at some point, we're going to have an issue because one of them is going to want to be on top, literally. One of them is going to be always, because if we have to be crude here, I apologize, but I told you it's an adult topic. If we have to think of who's on top is in charge. And if you have two extroverts, who's going to be in charge? An extrovert with an introvert, they don't care. The introverts are like, let's get it done. Whenever you hear somebody say, let's get it over with, that's an introvert. When you have two extroverts, they will be outstanding, but it will be short-lived. It's too intense to last. If you have two introverts have a very difficult time making decisions. When it comes to personal stuff. Business stuff, they're fantastic. But when it comes to personal stuff, when it comes to sex, when it comes to lovemaking, when it comes to who's initiating, that little is where they're going to stay. Do you want to? I don't know. Do you want to? I'm not in the mood, but I'm not sure. What do you? And then nothing happens. So come from a space where the necessary aspects of it have to be that the opposing forces are what's attractive. But what can we do? Because if you're the introvert and your partner is an extrovert, touch. You touch them on the sleeve, it feels okay. You touch them on the skin, it feels fantastic. If you're the introvert and you're in a relationship with an extrovert, when you're watching TV, when you're watching a movie, sit enough, close enough to touch. If you like holding your arm out and he or she can sit right here, that's all you need to do. There's no expenditure. There's no exercise. You just sit there. The extrovert will come and snuggle and be as happy as a clam right here. As the introvert, I want you to come from a space where you're giving the extrovert what you know they need. Because here's the deal. You would like to go and work. You would like to put in your full day at work. But the extrovert who's feeling neglected is going to text you and call you and interrupt your meetings because they are frantic that something's wrong with the relationship. So to prevent all that, send the extrovert a text. I love you. Have a wonderful day. I'm thinking of you. I love you. That will make them feel so good, they'll be fine. If I'm the extrovert in a relationship with the introvert, please remember, he or she, the introvert, do not need you calling 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day. They love you. They're coming home to you. Look at what they do. Look at how they prioritize you. They could have done any other thing, but they're home with you. So come from a space. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They do work on a different plane. They do work on a different level, emotionally speaking. So come from a space where you're just waiting to see. They will tell you if something's not working. When it comes to how we make this work, women have a little bit of a sensitivity. Introverted women is what I'm going to talk about next. So I want you, each of you right now, regardless of whether you're extroverted or introverted, but I want you to remember, because I know it's happened to all of us, when your leg falls asleep, you know how weird that feels? And then you know how when it comes back, it's all tingly and it's like shooting electricity and really funky and weird? Good. Introverted women, their body temperature is lower. So you'll know them as having cold hands and feet. Most of those women will tell you that a nice glass of wine will get them in the mood, or hot tubs get them in the mood. And you wonder why. Well, alcohol raises your temperature. Hot tubs raise your body temperature. So if we start, 98.6 is the normal. So if they are 1 degree lower, so that's 97.6. At 97.6, physical touch to the introverted female hurts. When their body temperature rises 1 degree, and they're 98.6 like the rest of us, now physical touch is annoying, like the pins and needles. Raise it up 1 more degree, physical touch is tolerable. Now, for all you extroverted men out there, keep that in mind. Because if you want to get the evening going, make sure the room is warm. Seriously, work it to your advantage. Now, I want you to take a moment because, ladies, here comes the secret. Introverted men also have a cycle. Introverted men who have careers, their number one priority, will tend to have this rhythm. Don't tell him. Just keep it on your calendar. Don't initiate sex and find out when he does. Don't be super sexy and then don't initiate because, of course, you're priming the pump. But find out in normal life when he initiates and see how many days. When everything is technically going nice and smooth and it's a happy day and it's not an accountant in April. So when everything is going well, an introverted male will have a cycle of usually, give or take, 4 days. So day 4, there's sex. So now we start with day 1, where there's absolutely not a chance that he's interested in sex. Day 2, maybe 50-50 shot. Day 3, yes. Why is this important? Because I know as the extroverted female, you can have sex 6 times a day. But if you approach him and if you attempt to initiate and he's on day 1, you're going to be rejected. You're going to be shut down. You're going to feel awful. So plan those days. So if you know it's a day 1, do not approach him. It'll save you a lot of pain. Day 2, you have a 50-50. Day 3 is a yes. Now, pay attention because he might not have a 3-day cycle. He might have a 10-day cycle. You need to know. Pay attention. Mark it on your calendar. See what stresses him out. The lower the stress, the shorter the cycle. The lower the stress, the shorter the cycle, the more sex you have. So if there's something you can do to lower the stress, do it. Now, see why it was important to talk about this? So as you are here, just realize, first of all, any questions you might have after today's topic, you can ask me anything. Send them to the hypnoladyshow.com, find Contact Maureen and send them to me, and I'll answer. And who knows, maybe some of your questions make it on the show. But from right now, I hope this information has helped. And remember, shine brightly and continue to be blessed. It's been great having you with me. If you're interested in getting daily updates, just subscribe to this podcast, in which case it will pop up every single day for you to listen to. If you'd like me to bring up a certain topic or answer specific questions, reach out to me at thehypnoladyshow.com. Find Contact Maureen and send it over. Thank you for joining me. I really, truly appreciate you. If you enjoyed what's been shared today, feel free to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. That's it for me. I'm looking forward to talking with you tomorrow, but for now, shine at your brightest and continue to be blessed.